Got it.
So should I do my bowing again?
Yeah, bow. Bow for the queen. Bow for the queen. Miss Terri. Miss Terri. I love this woman. Me and Miss Terri go back. We go, but she probably don't remember. It was so long ago. But I was about 16, and I was working with Dada Footwear. You know, the Steve Harvey Show was out, and I remember that y'all came to Dada, and I remember I was looking for this picture. Like I cried last weekend because I've been looking for this picture of me and you. It was in my senior book and everything. And I brought you and Cedric Entertainment some shoes. Like I was doing like an intern with them and designer sneakers. I was like just turned 16. And that was my first initial meet with you. Yeah, my first initial meet with you. Then it was full circle moment for me when we was on the set of A Christmas Surprise. And I'm looking at you like, yo, this lady ain't aged not one bit. You look just like you did when I met you when I was 16. I was like, that, and your spirit was the same. I remember I was so starstruck when I met you at 16, but I was trying to put it off like I was cool because I was such a fan of you, of like what your character was on the show, because she was just herself. Like she didn't care, and she was the weirdo of the show to me. And I was the weirdo. So I felt very connected. My oldest sister was with me, and it was a full circle moment for both of us when we was on the set with you and working. It's that's crazy, from sneakers to costuming. Like I stayed in the fashion realm, you stayed in the film world, and and I don't know. It's just we just connected from there. Like you are super super dope. Miss Terri J. Vaughn is the dopest mom, the dopest sister, the dopest friend, the dopest director, the dopest writer, the dopest actress. She is the dopest philanthropist. She is the dopest everything. And I'm just so, so grateful to have you to be a part of this podcast.
You were so sweet, Tasha.
Really appreciate.
So
yes, we really, really love you. So we diving straight in. I had Sam got his own set of questions, and I have some too. But the topic today that we're discussing is
I'm ready.
Yeah, the topic today, and she didn't have to rehearse either, y'all. Like she ain't asked for no questions.
I have no idea what the questions are.
I'm ready. It's all good, and it's great. So the question I have for you, I've been saving this question for somebody great. God showed me you. How do you balance in the industry being a mom, a wife, director, actress, whatever position you have to step in? How do you maintain your balance? Because that's hard working in the industry and trying to keep self-care and all of that stuff. Like, how do you balance that?
That is the question of the day, isn't it? Really, I think because I absolutely love every aspect of my life. I love my family, I love being a mother, I love being a wife, I love providing a home. I love my career. I love acting. I love directing. I love being a part of the culture, of the messaging that we get to put out, being a part of making sure images that look like us stay on screen. I love all of that. I love equally, my time with my girlfriends. I love lending my time to young people, mentoring. So I just feel like I have a really full life. So there's never a moment where I can say I'm bored or I don't have anything to do. It's never that. But like you said, also making sure that I take time for self-care, which I also equally love with, all of it. And I think that if I did not take the time to do that, I wouldn't be as effective at all the other things. And, it is a kind of it's a juggling act. It's not ever really balanced. Nobody ever gets equal mommy time with equal work time, because then they only get 50-50, and that's not cool. So it's, when I commit to mommy time, I have to put the phone down, and I have to work at it. To commit to putting the phone down, not checking emails, and just really be 100% mommy time. And I do the same thing with my work. When it's time for work, it's like, hey guys, I'm out. I gotta work. and I got to give it 100% because I want all of it to be the best that I can give. And if I'm trying to spread myself to everybody at the same time, nobody's going to get my best. And I'm just easy on myself. I try not to put so much pressure on myself to be perfect at all of it. It's a learning curve. But the beauty of it is that I do love it all. I'm not doing anything that I don't love. So it would be more difficult if I was going to a job that I really hated, that I was just going there to make some money to take care of my family, but I had to do it. Like, that would not be enjoyable to me. So the beauty of my life, and I'm so thankful and grateful to God, that I get to live a full life, that I love all of it. Yeah. I really do.
And you can tell, like, you inspire me on a lot of levels, because us as Black women, it's always go, 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 go. Neglect yourself, put you behind, but make sure everybody else taken care of. And even watching your page is a testament and a big reflection of your life. And I've even watched you in real life, like directing, still taking time. Like, even it's crazy, even when you direct, like, you mother people in their skills and stuff, but still taking time and spending time smiling. Like, you take time to meditate. You'll walk away if you need to walk away. And I've seen this with my own eyes. And you inspire me just looking at your page. So, like, yo, Tasha, you ain't got to put everybody first all the time. You can put you first too. You can make carve out time, like, you know what I mean? Even with, like, even you sharing your skin regimen, you know what I mean? Like, online, like, this is really who you are. Everything you post is who you are for real. And you really inspired me as a Black woman to want to take better care of myself alongside the journey that I have too, like dealing with my career and stuff too. But that was deep though.
The thing that we forget sometimes, like just how you love people, because you love on people really hard too, Tasha. So, if you're not loving on yourself like that too, then you're kind of like dissing God. Like, what are you doing? Like, God, just same way that he put you on this earth to love on me, to love all the people in your life that you love on. If you got to do that same exact loving on yourself, or you're not, you're taking advantage of God, or you're not doing what's pleasing for him, because he loves you just like he loves everybody else that you loving on, but you gonna put yourself in the back. Like, that's not, you gotta love yourself too, or you're not doing what he wants you to do.
I needed that.
I wanted talking about love, right? How have you been able to, because being a celebrity is a lot of how to love, how to choose what I love, how to choose who I love. How were you able to easily, because I would say easily, for you particularly, easily separate these things? Okay, I want to love this particular thing. I want to love this particular person. I want to love me this time. What's your, like, should I say, like a skincare regimen, right? How you separate these things? How you choose, like, okay, this time, it's like you have a note and just like 8 o'clock in the morning, I want to love this. 9 p.m. at night, I want to love this. How do you do it?
I wish it was a schedule like that. I wish it was like at 8, I love this, and at 9, I love this.
It looks like a schedule.
It's not though. It's really not. It's what I remind myself of, and I have like verbally to myself many times, is, I am who I am, and I don't want to stop being how I am. Like, I'm very loving. I start with love. If somebody else, I come in with love. And if somebody else is not receptive or is not the same way giving love, that's not on me. But then I have to adjust myself. It's like, I'm not, and where it's not that I don't continue to give the love, but I'm not going to like sacrifice myself and keep pouring it on somebody that's not giving it, right? But never gonna stop being that way, where I am open and loving on myself and others, and even strangers. It's just, I just really feel like the world just needs to just take down our guards and just see what happens if we just genuinely I just love you because you're a human being, you're a man, you have a heart, you got things that you love, you have people that you love, and I love that about you just because I want the best for everybody. And I just feel like and I know that sounds really soapy, and the world is just not that way.
It's beautiful. It made me feel good in the stomach.
I feel like if the world was more of that, it would be less chaotic. It's just so chaotic because we go against what we're supposed to be. Like, we're not operating in a space that we're supposed to be. And I feel like that's why it's so chaotic in the world. So, you know, just to get back to your question, like, how do I pick and choose the times to love this or love myself or love that? It's just really just all instinctual. It's like, I know when it's time, like if it's been too long and I haven't got a facial, and, you know, and I can start seeing like some dry spots or some bumps coming up. I'm like, okay, let me get into call my girl, get my appointment in. Or, you know, when I'm not as busy, it's like I have a schedule that I go once a month, and I just go. And then everything else is just instinctual because life is too sporadic. Nothing is scheduled like that. Like, my daughter could run through the store any second, and I'll, you know, have to deal with that. You know, I got a house full of people. There ain't no telling when somebody's gonna come through and need something. So I just think it's about being open, not being so rigid. And I'm not rigid. I'm very kind of fluid. And I think being in this business makes you have to be fluid because nothing ever stays the same. You have a gig for a week, then that gig is over, then you're hot for something, you're not for a month. You know, it's just so random. And so there's just things that I think that you have to, because life is so random like that, there's things that you have to create for yourself that creates a safe space for yourself that you know is always there. Like Tasha mentioned, I meditate, I pray, I make sure I get that in. I exercise. I actually just came in from a jog right before I sat down with you guys. Like, those things are important for me. That's huge for my self-care. My jogging is a part of my meditation. You know, the things I listen to, the books I listen to. I think all those things help me to love and give when it's time, or whoever needs. Like, sitting here with you guys today, like this isn't like something that's always on my schedule. It was like, Tasha reached out, let's figure out a time. And so this is a part of my love language. This is a part of me giving my love to you guys to be out in the world. And that's just, I don't really have a set plan, just to be
because
honest.
And we appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate it, because the reason why I asked that question is, and I would say this is my ultimate question for this whole conversation.
Okay.
Your career, I'm a 93 baby, right? And your career from the 90s to the 2000s to the 20s is just, if I'm to exaggerate or approximate, I would say maybe within 1 year, you're dropping something. Within 1 year, you're either directing or you are doing something, like publicly doing something. And
thank God, hopefully.
Yeah,
always.
You are,
like, till now, until forever, you know. And in those since that time, you've had 3 kids. How were you able to juggle between pregnancy and still doing this thing? That's why I was asking the question, that, because to me, it looks like, okay, 2005, I'm gonna have a child. 2000, like, that's how it is. Like, you have everything written down and stuff.
So no, it's not like that at all. Again, it's so when I first moved to LA and I started taking acting classes, I met one of my favorite acting coaches. One of the things she said to us was, in this career and in this life, Like, never put your personal life on hold for this business. Like, this business is going nowhere. And really, as artists, we feed our instrument and we make ourselves better artists by living life. Because I have the experience of having babies, being married, being divorced, getting remarried, living my life, that feeds me as an artist. Just, as an actor, I have lots of things I can pull from. As a mother, all the things that I've experienced in relationship with men, in my friendship with my girlfriend. Like, I have lots to pull from because I live my life. So I was happy that she said that, because I have several friends that, we were in our 20s when I first moved to LA. And I have several friends that kept putting off, like they didn't want a family, they didn't want kids. They kept putting it off. And then we hit our 40s and they still hadn't done it, but now they want to have kids and they want to have a family. And a lot of them couldn't do it. They couldn't have it. They waited too long and their bodies changed and they couldn't have kids. And I felt so bad for them. I have several friends that went through that. And so to me, it was not planned when I would have kids or when I would get married. I just went with the flow of my life. When I met somebody, I fell in love, like, "Ooh, I want to be with you. Ooh, we should have a fan." It wasn't planned with, okay, well, after this show, then we could start trying to have it. I never did it that way.
Yeah.
Do it that way. I just trusted God. I trusted the universe that it would all work out. It would all work out.
Okay. Thank you.
And it showed.
I rest my case now.
And it sure
But
did
some people do.
out.
They do. And I'm not saying that it doesn't happen where people, say, if they're on a television series, for instance, after we wrap the second season, then I'll start trying to have a baby. Like, several people do that. And it's nothing wrong with that. It was just the chasing of this business, the chasing of a career, chasing, getting a show, chasing, and not, giving time to a personal life. That just wasn't for me.
I have a question that's burning. What happened in your life to make you, how you can divide your love? That ain't easy. That's really a gift from God to be able to divide yourself into so many pieces and be 100% in each piece. What happened in your life, at what age, or what happened in your life to make you realize, like, I gotta put me first. I gotta make sure I'm full before I can fill others up. I gotta make sure this is done completed for me. Like, what happened, like, in your life to make that? Or were you always this person?
I don't think so. I think I can't point to anything specifically that happened to me. I think it's just maturing in life, because, like I said, when I first moved to LA, I was in my 20s. And my whole reason for moving, because I'm from the Bay Area, I grew up in San Francisco, and my whole reason to move to LA was for a career. So when I first moved there in my 20s, I'm here for work. I'm going to work. And in my 20s, that was fine. But we mature and we grow, and then we want more. I want more than just a career. I want to have a family. So I just changed and evolved and continue to this day, even within my family unit. Me and my husband talk about it all the time, and marriage isn't easy either, because we're constantly evolving and changing. So it just takes a lot of communication, a lot of patience, grace, a lot of, just support. And, luckily, me and my husband, we really do support each other, even if we don't like it all the time. like my ultimate is that I really want him to be happy and successful. That's my ultimate. So if this is his way of getting there, even though I might not like this at the moment,
Wow.
I'm choosing to support him because I want the best for him. And he does the same for me. I'm positive that he doesn't love all the time when I have to leave and travel and he has to, kick in extra with the kids and stuff. I'm positive he doesn't love that, but he never not supports me. He never makes me feel guilty or bad, or he never makes me feel that way. And that's how I know he's my person, because I was with someone before that did make me feel guilty because I was working and had to be away, and it made me, and I would feel guilty because I had a baby, and I feel like we can do it all. We can have babies and we can have careers.
That's right.
Just got to work it out. And I don't mind
yeah.
working it out.
Prove that, yeah. So now talking about traveling, you've been traveling, shooting, and doing stuff. Recently you came to Africa, right? I saw. I'm not done seeing that series, and I would say I love it. There's a Nigerian actor on there also. So how would you say your experience was when you were doing that?
I want some more. I want more. I want more of working on the continent. I really do. I was there twice. The first time I came there, I was actually promoting a movie. You guys know Atwanda Connie?
No, I don't think.
His dad is a really famous actor too. His dad. They were both in Black Panther. They were both in Black Panther.
Okay. I know them now. I know them. Yeah.
Okay. So the father and the son. So I did a movie here in Atlanta with, God, why am I messing up his name?
I remember the person you're talking about.
Yes, I gotta get his name right because he would, and I do know him. It's terrible.
No, it's understandable. That's the reason why I wanted to do this podcast with him, because it be names I be jacking up. Beautiful African names, all of them got meanings, and I be tearing them. I said it right. Okay, I be tearing them up. At least you said yours right. I always have to have Simmy on the revise me because I be tearing them up.
So super talented brother, super talented, from South Africa, and we shot a movie here in Atlanta. The name of the movie is Love by Chance. And we shot it here in Atlanta, and it was about two South African actors who come to the States to pursue acting. It was a comedy. To pursue acting, and watching them on their journey pursuing an acting career here. And they fall in love. They're a couple, and the guy that Atwanda played, he gets popular and he gets a TV show and he starts getting all cocky, and so he starts being like mean to her, like, because he think he's balling and all this stuff, right? And so we did this movie, and what's funny is I play myself in the movie. I play myself as a director, and I'm directing him on a set, and he's an asshole. And I let him have it, and I fire him on set. And it was so fun. It was an amazing movie. So fun. Samad, do you guys know Samad Davis?
No. I'm familiar.
Samad directed it, and he's the one, he works out there a lot in South Africa. And other places in Africa too. But so he's the one that brought me on the project. So anyway, we shot the project here, but when it was coming out and went to promote it, we went to South Africa to promote it. And that was my first time there. And it was amazing. And so we did that. And then maybe a year or two later, what you're talking about, came back to work on that series.
Yeah.
Because Samad was also one of the producers on that show. And amazing experience.
What were the challenges?
No, that's what I wanted to ask you.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I wanted to ask that. Because you know, in Hollywood, everything just here. Like if it's not on set, you can go get it. In Africa, my experience has been we got to make it work. You got to find it and make it work. What was your experience with the behind the scenes? What was your experience?
I really didn't have I don't have anything that was a challenge for me. They were the production company, the producers, Sona, who's no longer with us, which was devastatingly sad. I couldn't believe that. And his beautiful wife, they were just class acts. Like I don't know. I mean, maybe you guys know, like the studio that they have out there is amazing. The stage that they have out there is beautiful, beautiful. So, you know, we worked in this space. It was all controlled. I mean, the DPs were great. Okay, I'll say one challenge was so just the makeup and hair department, like just describing like how I wanted my hair, but that's like not a big deal. It wasn't like major. But if I had to do anything, I mean, they were very gracious and sweet and worked with me, and we figured out the style for me that I wanted. But it was amazing, and they were class acts, and I still love them very much. Connie, just love her to death. Love her. I would come out there for her anytime.
I love the way you smile when you talk about people.
And super talented. I mean, they were very talented. I mean, and the show did really well. It did well. So many people hit me up about the show.
Jimmy's seen it. Jimmy's seen it. I want to say Cammy's seen it. He's seen it. I hadn't seen it yet, but I know I remember seeing clips of it and stuff, but I hadn't seen it yet. But I know, like, the reason I was asking about challenges, not that it's bad. I actually like the fact that you can get something custom made fast, or you don't have to go to the store and buy something. Like, it's people always on demand working. It's a lot of artisans and stuff. I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And some people would look at it as a challenge, but I enjoy it. Because it's more custom, it's more original, it's more everything. But I hadn't seen it, but I am gonna dive into it. But Simmy was telling me about that he loved it. Like, I hadn't seen it. Everybody bragged on it that I know they've seen it. So it's really, really cool.
Yeah, I mean, and Shona and Connie, I mean, like I said, their skills of all of it, their skills of producing, their skills of acting, of writing. I mean, it's like top notch. Just like I'm working here, it was different. It was no different. No different than doing an independent project here. It was no different.
That's beautiful.
Except for
you got a question, Sam?
Yeah, I was.
Say that again, Miss Terri.
I said, except for I got to be on the continent, which I loved.
See, that's she loved it. That's dope. Go ahead, Sam.
I wanted to ask, because of still about South Africa, or let me say Africa generally. At any point, was there like a culture shock, or maybe the language? Maybe there are some things that they do. In Africa, we have a lot of stuff. You know,
I know it was all stuff that I love, though. I love the accent. I love like when I was out there with Etwanda and those guys, they kept doing the clicking thing that you guys do.
Yeah.
So I kept trying to learn how to do that. And so they kept making fun of me, and they kept doing it. But it was all things that I loved. There wasn't really I didn't have any challenges. It was all fun. It was all, for me, it was an awakening of just experiencing the culture. You know, I just feel like, and I talk about this a lot, like, especially in the African American community. Like so many of us are not encouraged to travel to other countries, not even let alone Africa. We're just not like, at least I did not grow up with, you should travel the world or you should see I was never just given that. And maybe it's just, my experience growing up, not, poor. And so those weren't the conversations that were had. It was more about, make sure you do well so you can work your way out of here. You can get a good job and make a good life for yourself. That was more of the conversation, but it was never about experiencing the world. And so for me, that being my first time traveling out the country, besides going to Canada, have gone to Canada to work, but I want to say that was my first time out of the country. And being an African American woman, getting to travel to the continent of Africa, it was very meaningful to me. And my first trip out there, I got to be more involved with the culture of it, because we were promoting a movie. Like we went to a radio station and did radio interviews, so I got to see what that was like. The places we went to dinner, at different places, just experiencing the different cuisines. And they just kind of took us around to see it more. And when I was there for Joburg, I literally was there. I worked a few days and then I left. I didn't get to experience around. So my first time there was very emotional for me, very emotional. I had several incidences just where I just got emotional.
Yeah, it was like that for me too. And that's one thing, and I wouldn't even expect to talk about that, but that is a good point you brought up. We are not in the African American culture. We are not like, go travel, go do this, go out the country. I grew up very poor as well. So I lived in my imagination a lot. That's what made me such a good writer. That's made me really good in fashion, because I would take hand-me-down clothes and redo them. So the kids would make fun of me, like different things like that. But literally, when I was in kindergarten, my sister brought this up the other day. She said, I remember you went to school and asked the teacher to teach you about Africa. She said, I don't know where it came from. Ooh. She said, because Mama had one painting that had something with Africa on there that she got from a garage sale or something. And she said, you must ask her a question, because you went to school and the teacher's literally column was like, so why do she want us to talk about Africa? And I was like, I'm gonna go there one day, because I thought as a child Africa was like down the street, like from my house to your house. I thought that's what Africa was. So I was like, I want to go there because it's up the street. You know what I mean? So my mom, she let me weirdly, that's probably why I was such a weirdo. She let me live in my head, and my family, my mom was so full of love, and my siblings, and so I didn't even know I was that poor until people would say something. I didn't even know. I was so covered in love. I thought I was rich. Well, I was rich.
Totally.
Like, you know what I mean?
Totally.
So I literally, but I never was encouraged, because my mom was scared to fly. So when I first met you, to be honest with you, when I first met you when I was 16, that was my first time ever flying. And my mom cried for a week straight because I was going to do an intern that was paying for stuff. And she cried because she was like, what if the plane crashed? What if you died? Because when we traveled out of town, it was by road. It never was flying.
Yeah.
So I had went to almost all 50 states doing church conventions and all that, but I had never flown. So to our surprise, we flying and Major Johnson sitting in front of us. So that was my first experience on a plane. And then I get off and I meet you. And then I meat all kinds of other people. And then it was like, Mama, I'm doing this forever. Literally, I told her when I came home, I'm doing this forever. And I went home. I had another year left. I finished school. I came back to LA and got my degrees and stuff there. Like I told her, I'm like, I'm not like, yo, you can't. I tasted it. It's done. Like, you know what I mean? So after that, it was just like traveling. And then I traveled when I traveled to Nigeria and stuff. My first trip, I was there 7 days, and I literally was, and I went for a fashion show. And this lady took care of me to come there and stuff. And I remember taking my shoes off and standing in the dirt. That was the first thing I wanted to do when I got there to Philly. And I cried like a baby. Yeah. Like, because it's like, we missing something here. Like, we be like, what are we missing? Like we know
Right.
that we brown, we beautiful brown people.
But we
But to
know
see
we're
like
missing
Simeon and stuff, we like this, you authentic, full, authentic, all the way African, you know your forefathers, you know what tribe you from. We don't know none of that.
none of that. And not only don't we not know it, we don't even know that that's a part of us. We're
True.
never taught that that's a part of our history. So I was listening to you, Tasha, even when you said to your teacher, you want to learn about Africa, and she called and saying, why does she want to know? Like that kind of, like, why does she want to know?
Why?
Because she's Black. It's like, that's where her roots are, her ancestors are. So it's just that it was not a conversation. And I don't think it was purposefully, you know, our moms or whatever, not, it's just that they weren't taught that. It was just all about surviving and making the best of your life right here where you are. It wasn't about expanding and exposing and, you know, just, it's so much out there. And just really, I think everyone, not even just Black people, I think everyone should take journey to Africa.
Period.
Everyone. Period.
For me,
that's where it ends.
For me, I would say firstly, Black people need to come to Africa because
totally.
This year I joined the NAACP, and I was having that conversation with Tash that the reason why I joined is not because I just wanted to join some Black community or stuff, but I want people out there, particularly outside Africa, to know that there is Africa. Not Africa as, oh, when I see the map of the world, oh yeah, there's Africa. No. Like I want to champion or campaign that particularly Black Americans, Black Europeans, anywhere in the world that you are, come to Africa. And because I believe when a lot of Black people out there or in diaspora come to and they know their source, that's when a lot of people will start to respect them. Emphasis on people. You know, if you don't know your source, if you don't know where you're from, if you don't know,
that's right,
a lot of people won't respect you. Even if
totally,
no matter the race. Oh, so what's your surname? I don't have a surname. What's your first name? I can't even remember. Down to that little detail, people will respect you. They'll be like, oh, you don't even know yourself and you want to come here and work. You don't know yourself and you want to advise me. You don't know yourself and you want to feed me. No. You know, so you have to do a lot of things in and for yourself before you can give to other people. You know, and a lot of people, even both white, Asians in Africa, when they come to Africa and there's this smile that they have, on their face, because a lot of them, I remember Davido is a Nigerian artist. He said back then when he used to, because he's called in the States, he said when he goes to the state and they be like, oh, so when did you go? But oh yeah, I arrived my dad's private jet. Oh, your father has a private jet? Isn't Africa like there's Africa? Like, all those strange, abnormal questions.
Right.
But when they come and see for themselves that all places in the world have bushes at the same time have cities. There are forests everywhere at the same time there are cities, beautiful places everywhere.
Absolutely.
When there's a lot of white people, they come in, they be like, oh yeah, I want to taste the food. Oh yeah, I want to speak the language. Oh yeah, I just want to take a walk on the streets and just see people for our original people. This part, in this part of the world is, and I think is a very, very, very beautiful conversation. About championing people to come see Africa for themselves. Even we Africans also, we tend to travel to Europe, we tend to travel to Asia and see for ourselves that the world does not revolve around anybody. The world revolves around us, and there's a lot of people on earth. So I like the fact that you came to Africa, you saw for yourself, and you learned what you learned. I love the part.
She got more trips coming.
Sure.
Oh yeah, I definitely feel that. And I have to bring my family. Like, it's important to me. But I do know that, since the beginning of us being here in these states,
Yeah.
It was purposely, taken from us to even think to go to Africa, from our ancestors that were brought over, and then just how it was planned, it was arranged. So, and the plan fucking worked.
Yep.
It worked.
Unfortunately,
Sadly, it worked.
Yep.
So many of us don't even think to go. But I think that it's changing now. I think conversations are more happening. I think especially with social media, just word is getting out and people are opening their minds and people are taking it upon themselves, making it their own responsibility to go and spend time on the continent and learn about where we come from, for sure.
Exactly. I wanted to ask you one more question. I don't know if Sam got one after that. And thank you for your time too. My last question is, what advice would you give to someone coming up in the industry? The advice you would give to young Terri, basically, like through your journey and things that you went through. What advice would you give to somebody coming up in the industry that wants to get into directing, that wants to get into acting or any part of the industry? What advice would you give them?
First is to respect the craft, because I think it's a craft, just like you design clothes. It's like you have to spend time doing it, learning textures and, all the things that you learn that make you a great designer. It's the same thing with the arts. Learn the craft, like I'm big on learning the roots of stuff. Like learning the history of theater and watching old movies of actors, and from directing. Now that I'm directing, same thing. I think it's just important to learn the craft, and then make sure it's something that you love and you're passionate about, and that it's purposeful to you, because it's such a long and hard journey, and millions of people try to get into the business. Like I feel like the people that it really happens for, that it sticks for, that it has a real impact for, are people that are doing it for a reason and for a purpose. And it's not just about being rich or just about being famous, but it's about what you're putting out into the world. Like, it's important to me that our stories are told from our point of view. It's important to me that our images are seen in the way that we really are. Because otherwise it's in the hands of other people to tell stories about us, but they're not us.
And they might not say the way it is, they might, try to input their own stuff. So I understand what you're saying.
Yes. And it's all their perception. And, and media is such a strong and powerful tool that you teach people what to think about other people in this medium.
That's the truth.
And so that's why it's so important that we continue to put ourselves out there, tell our story, like keep pushing it, because I have a mission and I have a purpose. Because if I didn't have the mission or the purpose, it would be easier to give up, because it's too hard. It's really hard.
It is.
So I think you have to go into it with a love and a vision and a purpose. Like, why am I here? What is my gift? What is my contribution to the world through this? This is how I'm going to bless the world, through this medium. So that's why it's important for me not to stop.
And I love that about you. I love that about you, how you put I can look at anything that you directed and acted in, and I can see myself in there some type of way, as a Black woman. And I love, and you've been that since the beginning. Like, you've been that since the beginning, and you've been very consistent in it. That's why I know God gonna take you to levels. He gonna take you to levels you can't even imagine. It ain't even started for you yet. That's the crazy part. Like, you haven't even scratched the surface, but all of your like legendary history in this, you haven't even started yet. That's the crazy part. Like, you opening up so many doors. Even you doing this first, you would open up a door. Like, you've opened up so many doors. It's crazy. Like, it makes me emotional because you are one of the.
Don't make me cry again, Tasha.
You're the reason I'm able to do this, to have met 16. And then this is full circle for me. This is very special for me. Your plants, the seeds that you planted, they are growing. And again, God has not even started yet. Like, this is just the beginning for you. And you have already done so many legendary things. I've never cried on doing this type of thing, but I can't help it because you are such a phenomenal person. That's why I can't, like, I know when God connect me to somebody, it's who he want me to, it's for a reason. And I just know that you are such a special person. That's why you protect it. That's why God keep opening the doors for you. That's why even when it's hard and you don't talk about it, God's still looking out for you. He still know how to cover your heart. That's why God has just kept you so long, because you are opening up so many doors for women like me. And I appreciate you for that. And I thank you for even doing this for us today. I did not mean to cry, but I really, really appreciate you. Because you do more than you know. I'm going to say that. You do way more than you know.
Thank you, Tasha.
Do you want me to edit it out, Tasha?
No, you can keep it on camera. Sam, you got any questions?
Yeah. The last for me is just what next for Terri? Is that a surprise you want to reveal to us? Is that,
Give us the tea,
huh? So there's a lot that I want to do to be next. So I'm working on that. I really want to be back on a television series. I want to create one for myself. So I've been working on that for years. It's a journey. It will happen because I won't stop. And I want to keep directing because I really do love it. I love working with people. Tasha, you saw me on set. I just really love it. It's really directing is really stressful. Directing is stressful. But what I get from it outweighs the stresses and the drama. Connecting with people, covering people, making a way, figuring it all out. I love that. So I'm definitely want to do more of that. I'm actively, taken meetings and seeing, what comes out of it. I do, there is another Christmas movie that B.E.T hired me to do, but we don't shoot it until March.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get something before then, of course. I don't like to sit and wait too long.
You like me. I'm the same way. I don't like that at all.
I like taking a break. I do like taking a break, but if longer than 2 weeks,
I'm ready. Like, nah, put me in the game, coach. Tag me in.
Yes,
put me in the game.
So I'm getting a little anxious right now because I've been on this little break for a while. You got my nose running and everything, Tasha.
Sorry. Yeah, so we have this segment that's called Custom and Convos. So I normally make something custom. Well, you know that I like a lot of stuff. I make a lot of stuff. I normally make something custom. But this gift, Simeon actually picked this for you because we give people in this segment. We are really into sneakers and fashion. And I did want to ask you about like sneakers with being talking to He's a stylist. He styled with me.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. When I'm there, that's my styling partner. Like we do everything together.
He's so fly. Can I just say he's so handsome and so fly and got the just best energy.
Thank you.
You know how to pick them, Tasha.
Yeah, he a super duper feminist too. He more of a feminist than I am. It's crazy. So when they be having all these women marches,
that's why
he be on the front line with his little picket sign. He on the front.
I love it.
I love it. But he picked this gift for you. And I normally customize, but this gift was so fly, I didn't want to customize it. So
don't stay.
Like this is
so it's these shoes. called fly ease, right? So you see that it's up. So if you push it down, this how you put it on. So it breaks in half, and you step into it.
That's for me.
That's it.
Yeah.
This is for you. Yeah.
You guys.
You can literally you sit them up like this. You don't have to never use tires, shoes, nothing. Like literally, you just step into them.
Just step into it like pump.
And that's it.
Where did those come from?
They're Nike, and Nike's gonna endorse us one day because we show be working. Okay, so but yeah, these are fly E's, and they break in half.
Oh my God, you guys!
We was thinking about you as a director working out, all this stuff. Like these are very comfortable shoes.
They look like they look like my next directing shoes.
Ooh,
Sam got good taste, girl.
I'm always looking because I'm constantly on my feet. I don't sit down when I'm directing. So I don't get off those shoes.
And I normally customize, but I couldn't because I was like, this shoe is fly by itself. Like, yo, this is super fly. So these will be mailed to you as soon as I hang up. I'm going to mail these.
You guys are amazing.
There's one more.
Oh, okay. What? Oh my God! What is happening?
And now here in Africa, so he got the mail in. It'll take 7 days. The DHL, but
I love that, but it's too African and it's too American for me.
I'm with you. I want something African.
So I'm going to show you some stones, and I'm going to put it into a bracelet for you.
Okay.
Oh, he makes very dope jewelry.
I'm so excited.
Very, very dope.
I'll still, for the purpose of this, I will show you on here. Then maybe later on, send you images so that I can see properly.
Okay.
So.
I'm excited too.
I'm such a girl.
Okay, let me just do it this way. Maybe I should pick a birthstone for you.
I think I want you to pick him. I love that.
Yeah, he's really, really good at them. So,
this is my birthstone, amethyst. It's purple in color, like purple and
amethyst. Yes.
And these have a little shade of so that's like a rainbow effect, depending on the direction it faces the sunlight. But because of the camera is not doing justice to this.
Right.
Then this is agate. It's like orange.
Is it like a golden?
Orange.
So he does this wire wrapping. Can you see? I wore it. I'm working on an Apple TV series now, and I wore it, and everybody went crazy. This one that he did for me, he do all his wire wrapping, necklaces, bracelets, earrings. Like he's really, really good at it. It's really awesome.
I can't wait. You're making a bracelet?
No, I'll make a necklace. It's best work on the necklace. This is green.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
I love
so it's a lot. So I think it's best that I send you a picture so that you can choose.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're different, and this is like what's it called? Rose quartz. It has this
rose quartz.
Yeah. And a baby pinkish,
Yep. Love.
Yeah. Take as many as you want. I'm gonna mail everything.
Okay. And he'll mail them. They'll get here fast because he just did some coral stuff for Jimmy.
Yes.
And it got here like 5 or 7 days. Yeah, so it'll get here fast. It'll get here very fast.
So
I'm so excited about that.
So we did do something custom. Simmy surprised me. I didn't even know. I was shopping and I was like, I gotta customize these shoes. I gotta customize them, but they really cool.
I feel so blessed.
You're
blessed.
You're blessed.
Thank
you.
You. Thank you.
You are very, very blessed.
That gift is gonna mean the world.
Yeah, and that's the stones there like very raw, like really raw cut. That's why when people see me when I wear them, they be like, "Where did you get that from?" Like it don't even look like nothing you've seen here before. They really dope. I love them.
I'm excited.
But we love you and we thank you.
I love you.
So awesome.
Thank you, and I wish you all the best. I'm here, and I can't wait to be able to hug both of you.
I know. Hugs, virtual hugs.
Yeah, I cannot wait
to
hug you.
Yep. Yes.
You're in Nigeria?
Yeah, I'm in Nigeria.
Yeah, I want to make a trip there. I'm coming there.
You gonna do it, and it's gonna be on me. You let me know when you're ready. It's on me. I mean it. Okay. I mean that. You know I do. I mean it. It's on me. You let me know when you're ready.
And
let me know.
Give us heads up.
It's on me.
You know, from red carpet, from the airport to your hotel.
Yeah, let me know. It's on me. I'm serious. It's on me.
For real.
It's on me.
Okay.
Let me know.
All right.
As soon as you pull the trigger, we gone. Like, it's on me.
Okay. All right.
I got you. Yep, I got you.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
I got you. We love you too. We thank you. Send my love to little Lola.
I will. She got her bag.
Did she love it?
Oh my God, does she love it? Daddy, look at my bag. And then she said, it's the same leather people that make Louis Vuitton.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. They very known for that.
She read the note. And he was like, what?
Look, that's so cool.
And I was like,
I love her. I love her. I knew because I know she a girly girl. I was like, let her. That's why I was like, let her know I'm sending her one too. Yeah. I had to go through the boxes. It was deep.
School. Look, she can't wear a purse to school, but she puts it on to go to school and leave it in the car. Because she can't. Just to have it on her.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, she loves it.
Wow.
Loves it.
Wow. Let me show you one more thing, Miss Terri.
I'm gonna call her down here so she could say thank you too.
Okay. Let me show you one more thing.
Oh, hold on.
All right. Oh, I'm gonna send her shoes in this, Sam. I'm gonna send her shoes in this box.
Oh, nice.
She's outside. We just got a.
Oh, I know she's a nature girl. She like being outside.
Oh, she's outside.
So it's these boxes. I don't know if you see. I'm a big sneaker person. Like I'm almost in the 365 club with the amount that I have. But so they got these boxes. They like this. They look like lunch boxes. So I'm gonna put your shoes in this, and it zips. It's reusable.
Yeah.
And everything. So I put it in this.
Well, with me.
Yeah.
I
so
feel like
I'm about
I need to do an interview with y'all.
Girl, let us know. We'll drop
once a week.
Y'all dropping gifts like this on every interview? I'm gonna see y'all once
every interview.
Every interview comes with a gift.
So me and his thing, to sum it up though, when I'm in Africa, Jimmy helped me a lot, Kimmy helped me a lot, but who hit the streets for me is him. So like Children's Day, we'll go change our money, pass our money to all the kids on the street. Yeah. We go to like impoverished neighborhoods, we feed people, give away pads, all this stuff. Me and him be doing all this in Africa. So I wanted to make that a part of the show, like me doing like DIY stuff with fashion or doing something custom and also giving back. That's really me and his mission, like, is to give back. Two besties taking over the world, just giving back. Like, that's our mission. So I like giving stuff from the heart. And I know that the people that I asked to come on, they my people. So I know what y'all like. I know, like, you know what I mean? Like, I know like what it is. So I just want to give back with our art, like what we love to do. So that's what it is. It's sneakers, fashion, fun, everything. Like
sneakers, fashion, and fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
yep. So I'm sending these now. I'm packing them right now. I'm about to send these to you right now. Yep, we love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This has been super, super good. And we appreciate you. This means more than you know.
I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you for the love.
So much. And we can't
wait
to have you in Nigeria. That's my.
I'm coming.
She coming.
We're coming.
She coming. I told her it's on me. It's he know I mean it. It's when I say on me, I mean it's on me.
Yeah.
I mean it.
Yeah.
I work hard, Miss Terri. I work hard. I never be broke. You'll never be broke.
Amen.
Ever in life.
Ever.
We'll never look back to them days when we didn't have. We never will look back to them days.
Absolutely.
Ever. Yeah. So yeah, I mean it. It's on me. I love you. We'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Signing out, y'all.
Signing out.
Be safe too.
Thank you. Same to you, Miss T.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye.